Welcome to Burn the Ship, the podcast that inspires entrepreneurs to go all in and connects them with professionals that can help them do it. Today's guest is Bob Brooks, and he's going to tell us about what he learned about growing his business through networking.
Well, hey there. My name is Bob Brooks. I work with a company called American Eagle Mortgage, powered by Cross Country Mortgage. One thing that I have gotten into is communication over everything else. I have several networking groups that help me focus on a lot. I've actually started in the engineering business years and years ago after doing classical singing and Broadway and really transferring all my singing know-how into engineering. No, that didn't work out so well. So, I did it for 25 years. And what is kind of cool, I was doing it to basically raise a family. And after 25 years of doing that, owning an electrical engineering company, I went into the bar business, which is pretty much sales. I have the gift of gab a little bit, where I can talk. I've been on stage, and to where I can actually figure out how, what, when, where. I can get that out of you if I need to. The cool thing about it is that after realizing that I didn't want to do that anymore with the engineering, I had to figure out a way to support the family even still. So the bar business was doing that for a little bit, and you've done it before. Right? No?
Yes,
Yeah,
I was
you
a
have.
bartender.
We've all been bartenders at one time or another, which means that you're selling still, but you're selling to people that absolutely want what you have. So it's pretty easy as far as selling goes. So I figured out that that's what I want to do. I love people. I love being around people. And I actually had a connection with the mortgage company in the reverse mortgage world years ago. Not years ago, it was 9 years ago. The cool part about what I do is I'm older, and I preach to my kids as growing older, you're never too old to switch a job. You're never too old to quit the career that you know and you trust, because it may not be what you love. You always have to do what you love, and that's what mortgages has turned out to be, helping people out. So that's kind of my roundabout kind of story of where I'm at right now with American Eagle Mortgage.
Why'd you pick mortgages, if I can ask?
Funny story. The girl that called me and said, "Hey, I'm making about $180,000 a year selling reverse mortgages, and you can do that too." So I said,
Reverse mortgages.
"Reverse mortgages."
Do you do that?
I can do reverse mortgages.
You don't
now.
do that, though. That isn't your main thing.
I can do reverse mortgages. It was my main thing for a long time because I worked for American Advisors Group, which basically makes me shove it down people's throat.
For sure.
I was tied to a desk for 10 hours a day on the phone with headsets on like I'm doing right now. It kind of brings back some PTSD moments. So that's kind of crazy. I got in trouble at that office a lot because I was walking around the office talking to people more than staying on the phone. I made my sales and I made my quotas, but they changed the regulations of how seniors can get reverse mortgages. And it made it a lot tougher on us, to where that $180,000 went down to $60,000 a year. And I went, that's what I was making. I was probably making more at bartending. And I went, this is crazy. And then I started realizing that I was turning down 1-2 loans a month for regular mortgages, and what I call regular mortgages is just forward mortgages. And I was sending those out to friends of mine. And I came to realize they're making a lot more money off of 1 or 2 deals a week, whereas I was having to do 10 deals a week, not even coming close to what they were making.
Yeah.
So that's when I really said, I need to get out in front of people. I need to get out of this office. So fortunately, I didn't get fired from there like a lot of other people did for not meeting their quotas. I was able to quit and jumped into a mortgage company up in Cartersville, which I stayed for a year. They just didn't have the technology that I'm used to or wanted. So that's where I ended up in Ackworth, where I was born and raised here in Ackworth. Never moved and never left.
That's awesome. So it sounds like you've become an expert at communication and growing your business through networking. So tell us about what that is and why it's important.
So networking to me was funny because when I went to the company up in Cartersville, I'm no longer getting sent leads. I had to get leads myself, and I started going, I got to rely on myself to get these leads. So I joined the Paulding Chamber of Commerce. So I didn't join at first. I went to a meeting in that Paulding networking. I went to one little networking group. I walked away going, well, that sucked. I didn't get no deals from there. I didn't get one deal. Nobody wanted one mortgage out of that place. So I said, I'm not going back. That's ridiculous. Guess what? I never got business. I had to go out. I mean, I was calling friends and family going, hey, I think you need a mortgage. Really, I think you need a mortgage. Until I realized I had a good friend that invited me to North Paulding Networking about, it was 5 years ago out in North Paulding. And that thing's been going for 12 years now, 13 years is North Paulding Networking. And I heard a guy talking about if you don't go to networking and you don't stay fluent or stay in the group and keep coming back, it's not going to help you. Networking's not going to help you. And from then on out, I realized if I'm not in front of your face, then I'm forgettable.
Yeah.
Even though I like to think I'm not unforgettable, let's put it that way, I am forgettable if I'm not in front of your face.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool in that sense, but kind of sad and same. I would like for my friends and my family to remember me, but if I'm not in front of their face, they don't remember you.
Yeah, if you're not in front of their face promoting what you do, then they're not going to.
Exactly not. So networking has been key for me to where I've done the BNIs, I've done the master networks. There are a few groups that I still pay for, such as Acworth Business Association, Paulding Chamber of Commerce. I did Kennesaw Business Association for a little while. But mainly I stick to free networking. I've learned that if you pay to go to networking, then you're gonna combat other people that are paying for that as well.
Yeah.
And if I don't like the real estate agent in that group, I still got to send them business. So I turn around and say, well, let me go to this free networking group. So I started going to the free networking groups. And I was a member of North Paulding Networking for probably a year and a half. And somebody said, I would love to go to North Paulding Networking, but I can't go because I've got this with my kids, or that's when my biggest business is 8 o'clock in the morning, 8:30 in the morning. That's when people call me all the time. So I said, how can I help these people? And that's where, Acworth Connections came from. I said, everybody's got to eat lunch. So why not? Let's all eat lunch together.
Well, networking.
So networking. And that's part of, with the Acworth Connections, we came up with the word, the phrase collaboration over competition because, and I'll be honest, I invite a lot of mortgage people to my group just because we sit around and we talk about the industry, what's changed, what they've learned that I don't know yet, or what I've learned that they don't know yet, or we try to help each other. I mean, I sincerely love to help people. And part of Acworth Connections has done that with collaboration over competition. I challenge you to collaborate with people. I was telling you a story this morning of a guy who came to the group, and there was 5 other merchant services in the group. And the guy said, hey, listen, how do I be the only guy in this group that sells merchant services? And I said, pay me $1,000 a year. And he said, I'm not paying you $1,000 a year. And he said, well, be better than them. Scare them off. Or how about this? Find out what they sell that you don't. Or find out what they don't sell that you do and work with them. He never came back. So chances are somebody else scared him, ran him off. He got scared of it. He did show up to the group last week and stayed for all of 5-10 minutes and found out there's none of the merchant services in there, and out the door he went.
Yep.
So he didn't want to pay me that $1,000 a year. I wish he would.
It'd be nice if he would, huh?
It would be great if he would.
So what kind of impact did this skill have on your life and business?
As far as networking,
Yes.
so the cool part is I don't put pressure on people to network, except for I tell them to come when they can. And my group is always a come when you can, come as you are. As you can see, I got a t-shirt, jeans on. I actually wore a collared shirt last Thursday to the ABA thing, and I had to speak. And I said, I recognize most of y'all don't recognize me because I'm in a collared shirt. So the cool part about it is it's come when you are, come as you can. Don't apologize for not showing up because that means you're working. I hope you're working, and that means networking's working.
Yep.
I do 10-minute speakers to help either benefit your life or benefit your business, or to get up in front of somebody and just tell them about your life story and how and why you got into the line of work you're in and where you ended up. Because I want you to get to know and trust and like them, because that's who you buy from.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people who are landscapers. I just know them. I don't know. I don't really know them that well, so I don't know if I like them, and I don't really know if I want to buy from them. So I have to trust them, know them, and like them before I can either refer them out or I, use them myself. So.
Yeah, and that's what I've been told since I am new to my business.
Yeah.
That's what I've been told is you have to know them and get to know them in order to do business with
Sure.
them. And nobody's going to just refer out somebody they don't know or just
Sure.
met.
Well, that was the thing when I first started going to networking was nobody knew me, and I expected business, and I didn't get a chance to know people. And matter of fact, after joining the Paulding Chamber and making myself go back, I got to know a real estate agent who gave me my first deal in the networking setting. And it turned out she gave me such a large job that it more than paid for that membership for 5 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not the weight of what it may cost or the weight of who it is you know or the time frame that you're using, stuff like that. It's once you get to know, trust, and like somebody and they give you that business, it's going to be big.
Yeah.
It's going to be influential. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how does this skill fit into the future of your business?
well, you always have to network. You always have to be, like I said, I like to think I'm unforgettable, but I'm definitely forgettable.
Yeah.
You have to keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
I encourage folks to be 1% better a day than 100% better every day, because I don't know anybody that can be 100% better tomorrow other than Jesus. But and he's perfect, so I'm not. Usually when people come to me with a mortgage, I turn around and they say, "Oh, don't judge me because of my credit." I said, "Well, I'm going to, because you're normal. That makes you normal to have either bad credit, good credit, whatever credit."
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool that be 1% better for yourself, not for me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Talking about the future of networking, how do you see networking as different for you as far as different than, for us as far as our age group goes? Because I know when I first started networking, I don't know how you're experiencing that now. I've mentally kind of graduated myself
Sure.
from this.
Yeah.
But I felt young in a lot of networking groups. I felt new to my business. I felt like I needed to bring a lot of value or work really hard in order to bring that know, like, and trust, when realistically there's not a whole lot different between your aspect of networking and my aspect of networking. We do
Exactly.
a lot of the same things, except for sometimes I feel like we got work a lot harder for it.
Sure.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm 27. I don't know what you're saying about the age group difference. No, this is actually my birthday month, turning 50. No,
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I
50's a
made
good
it.
one.
I made it.
50's a good one.
Yeah. So the difference is, you will have to work a little bit harder. I mean, when I was selling for the electrical engineering, I was going up against a bunch of older guys who were engineers who would look at me and go, "Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about." Sometimes he was right. I didn't know what the heck they were talking about. But
Right.
yeah, I can see the difference. Networking for me, though, I try to make it more laid back for folks so that people don't get too stuffy and too, because it tends to, when you find a stuffy room, it's usually a lot of people that go, I'm better than you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a weird.
And that would,
I don't know what to call the contest, but you know what contest I'm going.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm better. It's better than you contest. I mean,
Yeah, right.
basically, because I don't really want to deal with you because you're a young kid and you're probably
Yeah.
going to switch jobs in 2 years anyway. They look at,
I feel like that is definitely accurate. People look at you when you're young and
they do.
You probably don't get as much of it as I did, because I was the first one. Like when I was here, I didn't
Yeah,
even
it's
have
true.
Roderick.
Yeah.
Like I was Bob. I was the whole face of this.
yeah,
company,
at least
you
I
know?
have you and Roderick. To
Well, now at least a lot of
the
the people you're networking with, they know me. They
And
know
then
Roderick. They know we've been here for 5 years.
Yes,
And then,
we-
of course, a lot of people I know through networking that I've met in these networking groups, I know from my previous job also. So
Yeah,
that's
right,
helped
also
me.
beneficial.
Yeah, like Bob, for instance.
I've never been in a bar. What are you talking about? Yeah, Bailey, you and I met, I think, at the VFW, wasn't it?
Yeah,
years
yeah.
ago.
With Charlie here a long time
God,
ago.
that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I've
That's
never.
crazy. So I mean, yeah, it is a challenge for you guys as far as, I mean, the only thing I can tell you is just proof of purchase, basically,
Right.
or putting your money where your mouth is.
Right.
What I tell people a lot of times when they're filling out their applications and everything else. They're like, "Why do you need all this stuff?" I said, "Well, you have to, basically prove you don't need a loan to get a loan nowadays, but you have to put your money where your mouth is. You have to,
Yeah.
if you're saying I make this much money, then you have to prove you make this much money.
Yeah.
Same with you guys and younger crowd. As far as if you say I can do this, we want to see that you follow through. I mean, I've seen a lot of networkers that they literally will promise you the world and they never follow through.
Yeah.
They can't follow through. And I think a lot of people are more guarded with that. But I don't think there's really anything you can do with that except for take that 1% better a day and just show them that you can put your money
You
where
just
your mouth is.
outlast it.
Outlast it.
You really just outgrow it. You
Yeah.
really do, because those people that are way older than us, that are, we've met people. You've probably already experienced this in your first couple of months, but I've run into people now, and you probably know the same people that have been 3, 4. I'm talking to people on their 5th job that I met in the networking environment 3, 4 years ago.
right.
And I'm still working for the same place, So
Right.
I feel like you do very naturally outgrow it. I wish there was a way where younger networkers, like there was a more viable way for younger networkers to network with each other.
Hey.
But I feel like the issue is that people know that there's not a lot of buying power in the room, because at the end of the day, a huge percentage of people still network to gain clients
Sure.
in the room, not
Sure.
through the room.
Yeah.
So like you just gotta outlast it. I
Yeah.
really do feel like you kind of that know, like, and trust is multiplied by 5. You
Yeah.
have to have 5 times as much of that, and then you're doing, once you have it forever.
Well, one thing, I encouraged, I hired a girl that I've known for a while. She lives in Rome, or right above Rome. And her problem was, she was like, I can never make it to any of the networking meetings that y'all go to. And I said, I'm not asking you to. I said, let's start you a group in Rome. She goes, I can't start a group. I said, why not? I started a group.
There's some good groups in Rome, by the way. I can point you to a couple.
That'd be
of them if you
great.
need 'em.
Well, I mean, but I told her, I said, hey, let's start you a group. I'll go talk to a brick wall up there and see if we can find you a
Yeah,
good place.
I'll go with you. I would love to network up there. There's a
Exactly.
ton of business. I have a ton of clients up there.
Exactly. But as far as younger crowd goes, there was a group that was meeting on Marietta Square that was called Not Your Father's Networking Group. I thought that was the coolest idea. I don't know if it's still going or not, because it was a little different. It was more framed towards arts and crafts and drummers and singers,
Yeah.
whatever else. And it was a lot of young people. So I mean,
think that's dope, though.
yeah, I think it's cool if, like, so what I would say to that is, if you have a problem with it, create something that's going to work for
Yeah.
you guys. I mean, create something for the younger crowd. I mean,
Yeah.
I definitely don't want to go to a group that's like a whole bunch of young kids starting out. I mean, I'm not being like stuffy or whatever
mean,
else,
that's
and
how it
cocky
is,
or whatever
though.
else. You know what I'm saying? But it was like one of those things where I'm like, y'all do you. I mean, if I can help y'all in any way, please let me know. I'll help you.
Well, that's a skill in itself, networking with your business in mind. I think a lot of people don't do that. Is that you have to value your time over
Sure.
everything.
Sure.
Find the right rooms for you is another
Yeah.
thing as well.
Huge.
Once you kind of find that that circle that you feel at home in, it becomes a lot more profitable. That's for sure.
We
Huge.
talked about that this morning. A couple of other BNI members, we were talking about putting a group together for just the younger people, just so that we can have
Do it.
the younger people in a room together because of the age difference and the difference for networking whenever it comes to age groups and things like that. So we're thinking about starting that up in the next couple of weeks. So
And since I'm 27, I'm
Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
in.
you can
invited.
definitely
I'm
come. You're
I'm
in. Come on.
That's too funny.
Well, thank you so much for sharing about that skill. And now tell us, if you had all the resources in the world and you didn't have to do any mortgages anymore, tell us, what would you want to do?
Well, it's kind of funny. I get to do what I love doing. I love helping people. I mean, naturally, I said singing earlier, but I do that. I sing. I sing in bars and restaurants and private parties all the time. But one thing that's on my heart, I mean, I have, I coach special needs here in Ackworth. I do the kickball and baseball. We raise money for special needs all the time. If I had unlimited resources, I would actually be working on the new project that I'm doing with the ABA. It's called the ABA Outreach. It's part of just helping families in Ackworth that need help. I mean,
That's awesome.
just recently, I know in Paulding County, a guy by the name of Robin Stern got contacted and said, "Hey, we've got an old lady here she's 90 years old. Her house looks like crap. She just got what's the sticker put on the window of from the city saying she either has to clean it up or she has
Yeah.
to vacate.
Oh, yeah, I know what
whatever
you're
it is."
talking
So Paulding County,
Condemnation almost, but it's
yeah,
not
basically.
that.
They were going to move this 90-year-old lady out because she couldn't take care of her house. So Robin called a few guys and said, "Hey, let's go over and clean up her yard, clean up her house." They ended up cleaning up her yard, painting her house, fixing things that needed to be repaired.
That's
And
awesome.
it was cool. I didn't get to be a part of that. I wish he would have called me, but I would have gone.
Yeah.
But that's part of what AB Outreach is going to be able to do. Naturally, if I had unlimited resources, I'd be helping tons of family out.
Yeah.
We're starting next year with we're going to do one a quarter and help one family a quarter.
That's
My
awesome.
goal is to build up to one a month. And, sky's the limit there. So
Yeah.
if anybody wants to donate, come on.
That's amazing.
It's it's going to be like a nonprofit through the Ackworth Business Association.
You find that with people that are really sound in the why they do their business, is that when you ask people that question, the resources, hey, if you could do whatever you want, people find ways to solve the same problems they already solve at a bigger scale.
Sure.
That
Yeah.
is almost always that answer, where people that really understand why they do what they do.
Yeah.
I mean, selling mortgages is helping folks. I mean, I'm helping people fulfill their dream about getting in a house or keeping their house or buying their second home, stuff like that. It's cool. But yeah, I mean, with unlimited resources and everything else, helping other people on a bigger scale, grander scale, whatever you want to call it, it's so fulfilling.
Yeah.
Plus,
it
I
is.
take trips. I mean, don't get me
Right.
wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Bora Bora, here I come. Kind
Here
of
I
thing.
come.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So now tell us, how would our audience find you?
You can find me at bobbrooksloans.com, or you can find me on Facebook, Bob Brooks or Beebs. It's spelled Beebs. Just type that in and I should pop up. I'm on Instagram at Beebs.
All
I think I'm on
right.
TikTok somewhere. I don't even know.
And how can we help you?
How can you help me? You already did. Just by helping other folks. Like I said, I mean, part of, Ackworth Connections doesn't really, it doesn't really do anything for me except for get my name out there a little bit more, but it allows me to help other people all the time. I mean, I do know a lot of people since I grew up here in Ackworth. This is my 50th year in Ackworth, like I said, and I get people that call me all the time going, "Hey, do you know?" And I'm like, "I got a guy. Let me send it to you." So,
That's awesome.
and of course, you can come see me at Ackworth Connections on Wednesday at Center Street Tavern. So, 12 o'clock, eat lunch with me.
Come at 11:30. You can network early.
Yeah, you can network early. It's true. Yeah.
I'll be there too.
I usually have to shut people up to get the meeting started.
We do the shh.
Yeah,
It works.
it does work.
It's so crazy.
Really?
Everybody be like, be quiet. And then as
Yeah.
soon as the shh, it's done.
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me today.
Yeah, absolutely. So burning the ship means going all in on your business. So tell us what burning the ship has done for you and why our audience should too.
That's pretty cool. So, like I said, I quit my career after 25 years in the electrical engineering business. That was a big, huge leap for me. Don't be
Yeah.
afraid to jump out of your comfort zone or what you're jump into something new. If it's not what you love, you want to jump into something you love. But basically, you just want to go all in. This year, I said I'm going to spend more money, even though we're in not a recession, but we're in a crazy inflation. I spent more money this year. I bought a house. I bought more marketing. I bought more everything else. And my bank account shows it. But I told myself I was going all in.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to go all in order to get the things you want in
Yeah.
life. So burning the ship for me was going all in this year. I'll probably have a different goal of trying to swim next year. But no, I mean, but hopefully not. Hopefully not. But definitely for me, it's going all in.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks for coming on
I
to Burn the
appreciate
Ship
y'all having me.
today.
Yeah, that's
This
great.
is my first time doing a podcast. I
Mine-
enjoyed it. So
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
thank you for
Yeah,
coming.
appreciate you having us, guys.
You did a good job, pal.
Yay.
Yeah, we'll do another one in a couple months.
Sounds good.
We'll talk,
Would love
see
it.
how things are growing, see
Yeah.
if we can help with anything. If you want to stretch that way to Rome, let us know. I'd love to help.
I'd love to go to Rome.
And then anything else that way. We're doing SIP face to face.
Yep.
We haven't really been doing MP Group Present, so we got a lot of stuff going on. Anything you want to work with us on, anything we can help you with, please let us know.
Definitely, man.
Appreciate the time.
Oh, thank y'all, man. Appreciate it.
All right.
All right.
Till next time.
Till next time.
Good to go. That was fun.